Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 3rd, metals and non-metals. So in this video we will discuss only brief introduction of this chapter. We will learn about the elements, where they present means their occurrence, and metals and non-metals, how they exist in free state or in combined state. Then little bit we will learn about minerals and ores, right? From where we can extract the metals. So we will discuss today in brief all these topics. So students, in the previous class you heard about the pure substances. What are pure substances? Pure substances means materials which are made up of same kind of atoms, right? They are called the pure substances. They will be of two types. One will be elements and one will be compounds, right? Elements and compounds, they are called pure substances as they are made up of same kind of atoms, or we can say the same kind of particles, right? They are called pure substances. Now elements, we will discuss in detail about the elements here in this chapter. Different elements differ from each other. For example, element A, B, C. For example, these three are three types of elements. So element A, it will be made up of the same atoms, means all atoms will be A, made up of the A atoms. B element made up of the similar types of the B atoms. C will made up of the different types, means the C atoms. So we can say that the elements differ from each other in their various properties, in their physical as well as in their chemical properties, and different elements consist of the atoms of the different kind, right? These are the elements. Now there are about how many? Near about 115 elements are present, which are till date found. 115 elements. So it is very difficult to study each and every element and classify and give the physical and chemical properties of the each and every element. So what is done? All these are classified. All these are classified, means classification is done on what basis? On the basis of their physical as well as the physical and chemical properties, right? Various elements are classified. So how? On the basis of these properties, means a group of elements sharing same properties, they are placed under one group. Second group sharing the similar properties, they are placed under second group, and in the same way. Means classification is done on the basis separately classified, they are classified separately on the basis of their common properties, right? And all that sharing common properties, they are grouped together. Right? This is called what we call, this is called classification. This is called classification of elements. Right? Classification of elements. So broadly they are classified into two main categories. One, metals, and one, non-metals. So we can say now that elements, 115 elements, they are classified, they are grouped into two main categories, which are called metals and non-metals. Metals will come under the one group, which will share the common properties, physical as well as the chemical properties. Exceptions will also be given when we will do the physical and chemical properties in detail. You will learn exceptions are there also, that some are different from the group, right? Similarly, non-metals will come under the one category, which will share the common properties. Same exceptions will also be here. So now we will study next about where they present, means the occurrence, where occurrence of the elements, where they are present. So dear students, Earth, it is made up of different layers. In social science, in more detail, you learn about different layers are the uppermost, which is called the crust, then will come the mantle, then will come the core, right? Broadly, this is the broadly. Earth as a whole, it has different layers, right? Uppermost is called the crust, topmost is called the crust, and this is the richest source of various types of metals, right? Means the metals, they exist, they exist in abundance, they are present in large amount. In which layer? In crust, Earth's crust, right? Topmost layer of the soil. Now, which metal occupies first place, which occupies second, third, all they are also studied in detail, discovered that which is present in abundance in earth crust. So maybe in general knowledge you know that aluminium is the most abundant. This is the aluminium metal which is present in abundance, means in large amount, which is present in abundance in the earth's crust, and this second place is occupied by the iron. In this way, right? One term is in social science you have heard about the Sial and Sima also, right? The silicates aluminium, right? Silicates magnesium will come. All the names are given according to the minerals also. Okay, you will learn here only, don't go here. You will learn here only that aluminium is the most abundant metal found in earth crust, and that is followed by iron, right? Now, some metals are highly reactive in nature, means when they are present, highly reactive in nature means when they are present, they will react with other metals and their compounds are formed like oxides, sulfides and all, right? So, means some metals, they are highly reactive. Highly reactive metals means if one metal, for example aluminium is present, means it can react with the other metals, iron, copper or any other. These are not, but I'm just giving example to explain only. Means they can combine together and they will form any new compound, new oxide, sulfide, carbonate and other form of compounds, means by the reacting together. This is called the reactivity of metals. But some metals, they occur, some metals are there in nature which always occur in their native state. In book, when you do the reading, there will come a term, native state. What is the native state? Means they will be present in their pure elemental state, or they will not react with others, and they will be present as it is they are present originally. Examples you will learn in this chapter, like the gold, silver, right? All these will be the present. These are the chemical symbols you learn in the class, I think 7th, right? Gold, and this is the silver. Again, if you forget, then just learn all these symbols. If you want to clarify this chapter properly, then take the 7th class book also and learn all these first of all, right? Then with more clarity you will understand the concept. So these metals, they are present in their native state, means they will not react with other metals, and we can obtain them as it is when they are present in the nature. They will not lose their properties, right? So they are called the pure elemental. They will remain in the pure elemental state, in their original state, and do not react with others, right? Now this is about the metals. Now we learn about the little bit about the non-metals. Non-metals. Non-metals, they are also found in their free state in the atmosphere. Also they are present in the form of compounds. In atmosphere, you all are familiar with the common, like the oxygen, right? Nitrogen. All these are the non-metals, right? Oxygen, this is the molecular form, and these are the atomic forms. These are present in the atmosphere, right? And these may be present in their means the native free state in the atmosphere, and these can also be present in the form of compounds. Like they will form the various types of oxides, they will form various types of the nitrites, nitrates, etc. Right? Like carbon dioxide. Here you have learned in the previous chapter that how microorganisms convert nitrogen into various forms, nitrates, nitrites, ammonium salts, right? So all these will be present in the form of oxides, nitrates also, and in the form of the pure elemental, or we can say free state in the atmosphere. Sulfur is another example, which is present in the free state as well as in the combined state. Sulfur, right? Sulfur also present in the free state as well as in the combined state. When it combines with other atoms like oxygen, hydrogen and all, it will form the different types of the compounds, and then they will be sulfates, right? They will be sulfides. In more detail you will learn in the next part. So means, what does I mean to say? Means the different non-metals, they exist in their pure state elemental, in the pure free state in the atmosphere, and they may exist in the combined state. They will form different types of sulfates, sulfides, oxides and all, right? Like another example is given of the carbon, as carbon exists in its pure state, in native state, as the carbon, you can say the diamond, graphite and all, right? Graphite, fluorine, and also in the form of compounds like the carbon dioxide, carbonates, right? All these forms, right? So this is all about, in brief, about the metals and non-metals. Thank you.